The possibility of a third world war is a topic of significant concern and debate among global leaders, scholars, and the general public. While the world has managed to avoid such a catastrophic conflict since the end of World War II, rising geopolitical tensions, advancements in military technology, and economic competition continue to pose potential threats. This video explores the factors that could lead to a third world war, the potential actors involved, and the consequences of such a conflict. The First and Second World Wars reshaped the global order, leading to the establishment of institutions designed to prevent future large-scale conflicts. The United Nations, NATO, and various international treaties aim to create a framework for diplomacy and conflict resolution. However, despite these efforts, regional conflicts, proxy wars, and military buildups have persisted. The United States and China are currently engaged in a strategic rivalry that encompasses trade, technology, military capabilities, and influence over international institutions. Key flashpoints include the South China Sea, Taiwan, and economic sanctions. Both nations are investing heavily in modernizing their militaries, leading to concerns about an arms race and the potential for conflict. Russia's assertive foreign policy, including the annexation of Crimea in 2014 and its ongoing involvement in the Ukraine conflict, has strained relations with NATO and the European Union. The possibility of further Russian aggression in Eastern Europe, particularly in the Baltic states or other former Soviet territories, remains a significant concern. The Middle East remains a volatile region with ongoing conflicts in Syria, Yemen, and tensions involving Iran and Israel. In South Asia, the long-standing rivalry between nuclear-armed India and Pakistan poses a constant threat of escalation. Any significant conflict in these regions could draw in global powers, leading to broader implications. Advancements in cyber warfare capabilities pose a new and complex threat. Nations are developing sophisticated cyber weapons that can disrupt critical infrastructure, financial systems, and military communications. A large-scale cyber attack could serve as a catalyst for conventional military responses, escalating into a broader conflict. The development of artificial intelligence and autonomous weapons systems adds another layer of complexity. These technologies can enhance the speed and precision of military operations, but also raise ethical and strategic concerns. The potential for AI-driven conflicts, where human decision-making is minimized, could lead to rapid and uncontrollable escalation. Economic competition and instability can also contribute to the risk of conflict. Trade wars, resource scarcity, and economic sanctions can exacerbate tensions between nations. The interdependence of global economies means that economic disruptions in one region can have far-reaching consequences, potentially leading to conflicts over resources and trade routes. A third world war would likely result in unprecedented humanitarian crisis. Advances in military technology, including nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons, would lead to massive casualties and widespread destruction. The displacement of populations, disruption of food and water supplies, and the collapse of healthcare systems would exacerbate the suffering. The environmental consequences of a large-scale war could be catastrophic. The use of nuclear weapons, in particular, would have devastating effects on the environment, including nuclear fallout, long-term radiation exposure, and climate disruptions. Even conventional warfare can result in significant environmental degradation, including deforestation, pollution, and loss of biodiversity. The geopolitical landscape would be profoundly altered by a third world war. Existing alliances and international institutions could be weakened or dismantled, leading to a period of instability and power vacuums. the global economy would suffer severe disruptions, with long-term impacts on trade, investment, and development. Preventing a third world war requires robust diplomacy and international cooperation. Strengthening existing institutions, such as the United Nations, and promoting dialogue between rival nations are essential steps. Confidence-building measures, arms control agreements, and conflict resolution mechanisms can help mitigate the risk of escalation. Regulating the development and deployment of new military technologies is crucial. International agreements on cyber warfare, AI, and autonomous weapons can establish norms and prevent the uncontrolled proliferation of these technologies. Transparency and communication between nations can reduce the risk of misunderstandings and accidental escalations. Promoting global economic stability is another key preventive measure. Addressing issues such as trade imbalances, resource distribution, and economic inequality can reduce the incentives for conflict. Collaborative efforts to manage economic crisis and support development can contribute to a more stable and peaceful world. The prospect of a third world war is a sobering reminder of the fragility of global peace. While the risk is real, it is not inevitable. Through sustained diplomatic efforts, technological regulation, and economic cooperation, the international community can work to prevent such a catastrophic conflict. The lessons of the past and the challenges of the present must guide our efforts to build a more secure and peaceful future.